Welcome back to another episode of Thread the Needle. I'm your boy Marvin. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I did, man. Happy Monday to everyone. As always, make sure you are new. If you are new, to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell. We are on the road to 100 subscribers right now. We are at 68, so we trucking, y'all. We on the way there. But yeah, man, just make sure y'all share it with friends, like, comment, all that good stuff. Now that we got that out the way, Conference Championship weekend in the NFL has concluded. The Patriots from New England and the Seahawks from Seattle are in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 60, a rematch of Super Bowl 49, I believe. And two different games. The Broncos and the Patriots game was a defensive slugfest. I mean, a big part of that, I believe, was due to the snow happening in the second half. Both offenses were already facing a tough battle. And, with the elements being as bad as they got, it just made it harder for offenses to really have any sustainability in that game. And that brings me to my first point. Sean Payton, I felt that he started feeling himself a little too much with Jarrett Stidham. I think it was I felt like it was a few times in the game where he was still calling his offense as if he had Bo Nix out there. And, that field goal, the one that they didn't take when they went for it on 4th and 1 on the 20. I know they were in the red zone. In the moment, in my head, I was just like, man, I hope that's not going to come back to bite him in the ass. And, them losing 10-7, it came back to bite him in the ass because it's like, bro, you got to take the points, I understand, y'all had the momentum. The Broncos had the momentum up to that point, and that, they scored on the first possession, and then they went in, held New England. I think New England only had, about like 60 yards of total offense or something like that in the first half. And, Denver could have easily been up 10-0 in this game with the momentum, and now the pressure is on New England to have to go score twice. And the thing with the Broncos playing with a backup quarterback was that they had no room for mistakes. Absolutely no room for mistakes. Or if you did have a mistake, it had to been very minimal. And they made too many mistakes. The 4th and 1, not taking the points, and then I think the next possession or maybe two possessions after, Stidham threw a pick, and then the Patriots ended up scoring off of that. So, it's just a lot of missed opportunities for the Broncos. They could definitely make an argument that if they had Bo Nix, that they would have won. Cool, but at the same time, you had time to prepare with Jarrett Stidham, and I felt as coming into the game, the Broncos were playing on fire. They just had a fire lit under them. They were playing inspired football to begin with, but that doesn't last. Typically, it doesn't last the entire game, and you can just see it slowly dwindling out, as the time went on, and the offense just couldn't get much motion, especially once the elements started getting bad. It was just for both teams, honestly, because Drake May only had, I think, 81 passing yards and went 10 of 26. He didn't have the best day, but Drake May made the plays that he needed to make. I think he led the team in rushing. Might have led the game in rushing, actually, now that I think about it. He might have been the game's leading rusher in total. But yeah, shout out to the Patriots. You know, they went and handled business, regardless of the fact of them playing a backup quarterback. You know, we ain't gonna start it, but they handle business, and they've earned the right to go to the Super Bowl, and they will be playing the Seattle Seahawks, who knocked off my Super Bowl winner, the Los Angeles Rams, yesterday in a shootout. I mean, this game was exciting. You know, first of all, these two teams gave us 3 great games this season, and hey, kudos to Sam Darnold, man. You know, Sam Darnold, his career didn't get off to the fastest start, you know, compared to some of his peers and everything. But Sam Darnold is, you know, he's in the Super Bowl now. And he's had a hell of a season. Really, the past 2 seasons from Sam Darnold have been exceptional. And, you know, the Seahawks, you know, both of these teams hitting that quick rebuild, you know, just showing that you don't have to wait around 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years for your team to get good again. You know, go find you the right head coach who will come and change that culture in a matter of a year, just like that. And that's what both Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald have done in their respective organizations. And you know, you just got to tip your cap to them, man. You know, as a fan of a team that has been in a rebuild for pretty much my entire fandom outside of the Andrew Luck years, you know, it's not fun. You know, it's not fun. And, you know, seeing teams that are able to turn around quick, you know, it gives you a little bit of hope that, you know, eventually, you know, the Colts will find the right guy and, you know, find someone that will change the culture in a day. Because it's possible. It's possible. I mean, you can even look at college, what Kurt Signetti has done in Indiana. 2 years. 2 years. Indiana, I don't think Indiana, in my entire lifetime, I'm 26 years old. I cannot think of a time in my lifetime where Indiana was a respectable football program. They've always been a basketball program to me. And B, I can't even recall the last time they've had a legit like winning season before Signetti. And Signetti gets there in 2 years, winning season, almost make some noise in the playoff in the Big Ten and everything. Then the next year you win the Big Ten championship and you go undefeated. I mean, and pretty much like dominated the competition, right? So I say that to say that these two teams, these two head coaches have shown and probably have messed it up a little bit for some of these newer coaches that are getting hired, like the Ravens head coach and the Steelers. Well, you know, I don't really know how I feel about Mike McCarthy getting the Steelers job, but you know, maybe that'll be another video where I'll cover all the head coaches, signings, and everything. But you know, now these new coaches that are coming in, they're expected to come in and win right away, or you know, it might be 2-3 years and you're out. You know, and you know, Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald have a big hand in that, probably the biggest hand in that. And you know, like I said, shout out to those two. You know, as Super Bowl weekend gets closer, I will give my prediction on the game. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to come drop this quick little video since I wasn't able to, you know, react to the games after the games as I was gone. But yeah, you know, it's Monday, so I'm a little busy today. But I wanted to just drop this quick little video. I think we have like 10 minutes right now, maybe. I don't know. I just kind of guessed that, to be honest. But yeah, man, like I said, we're on the road to 100 subs. So if you are new, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Share with a friend, share with their friend, with the moms, dad, everybody. And until next time, it's your boy Marvin with The Thread. I'm out. Peace.